What's up, guys? I'm here with Plato. Welcome to the show. This is huge news. We have got huge news today. Hollywood Reporter, okay? Daredevil hits reset button as Marvel overhauls its TV business. We were going to get Daredevil Born Again. It was not going to be good. They describe why it wasn't going to be good. I think until like episode 4, you don't even see Matthew Murdock in his outfit. You don't even see him in costume until 4 episodes in. That's already a red flag. But to make things worse, they were going to give him the personality that they gave him in She-Hulk. A total simp wearing his original costume to draw audience members in, but they have completely ruined, desecrated his personality from the Netflix show. They used the actor, try to get people to watch She-Hulk because She-Hulk by itself was one of the worst shows ever made, not just for Marvel. I don't know if any of you have seen the Netflix series for Daredevil, but since that show came out, no show after it has been that good. Luke Cage was a good show. Iron Fist was, it was all right. Like, it was pretty bad, though. Nothing compared to today's series, mind you. And then Jessica Jones was really good. I loved Jessica Jones a lot. And then we got Defenders, which was the Avengers of Netflix, the small-time street heroes. That was a great show. Good enough, it built everything up. And yet none of those shows were as good as Daredevil Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. Netflix's Daredevil is one of the best shows out there. It's definitely Marvel's best series, and it wasn't even on Disney+. But since then, no show has been that good. No show has taken that many risks and succeeded. I don't think we'll ever get anything better than Wilson Fisk in Episode 5 and what he does to that Russian. Truly shocking. I've never been shocked like that. I haven't been shocked like that since Game of Thrones. I mean, it was Game of Thrones level of good writing. I'm talking about like the earlier seasons, you know what I mean? But let's read about this. Let me stop blabbering. Let's talk about this story because it's not just Daredevil that's getting completely reworked. It looks like Marvel may be undergoing a huge restructuring. So let's read. It didn't take long to see the problem after Marvel Studios' Daredevil Born Again paused production in mid-June during the writer's strike. Yay. Fewer than half of the series' 18 episodes have been shot, but it was enough for Marvel executives, including Chief Kevin Feige, to review the footage and come away with a clear-eyed assessment. The show wasn't working. I mean, was he not hands-on with the series? Was he not paying attention? So in late September, Marvel quietly let go of head writers Chris Ord and Matt Corman and also released the directors for the remainder of the season as part of a significant creative reboot of the series. The Hollywood Reporter has learned the studio is now on the hunt for new writers and directors for the project, which stars Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, a blind lawyer turned superhero. You know what you should do? Just grab Drew Goddard, who created the series. Grab somebody with a vision. That dark vision was just what we needed because Marvel was such a bright thing. When Avengers hit, there was an established agreement among all Marvel fans, MCU fans, I should say, that Marvel was a bright, kind of funny thing. And then Daredevil came out and brought balance to the force, okay? It showed us that superheroism can be really dark and twisted, and it can be achieved by normal people. And he was blind, okay? And a lawyer, you know what I mean? That's why we got the Defenders, because people really needed a palate cleanser, and that's what we got. The Daredevil revamp is the latest in a series of growing pains for Marvel Television. Since debuting the Emmy-winning WandaVision in January 2021, I don't know why it won an Emmy. The studio, which dominated the film industry in the 2010s, has released more than 50 hours of TV programming after creating a small-screen division from the ground up during the pandemic. Through it all, the company eschewed the traditional TV-making model. It didn't commission pilots, but instead shot entire 150 million-plus seasons of TV on the fly. Holy crap. So much money. And it's such a waste, too, because fans pretty much hated them all. Only really, really, really shallow fans who will just accept anything that Marvel makes, they liked it. Real OG fans, like me, like a bunch of other people, they didn't like it. Especially if you've seen the Netflix Daredevil, which I'm sure many fans who love Disney Plus Marvel have not seen. It didn't hire showrunners, but instead depended on film executives to run its series, and as Marvel does for its movies, it relied on post-production and reshoots to fix what wasn't working. Boom. Bingo. It's why we have so many disasters, but it's not just that. The writers, directors, producers, most of them are woke. And I've already described in previous videos what I think is woke, so I'm not going to explain it again here. People are going to be in the comments just screaming at me, "You don't know what woke is!" You need to get rid of all those writers. You need to get rid of everyone You need to completely restructure because I don't trust Marvel. I don't trust anything they put out now. Every single time we've had a trailer, it looks semi-interesting. They do not include the woke stuff. I think in She-Hulk they added just a little bit. People saw that coming though. But most of the time we had trailers that just showed a show, with a story and a plot and character arcs. And when the shows actually drop, it's just a bait and switch in your face. Big slap. Okay, it's slap in the face. I don't trust them. I honestly don't even know if I want Marvel to continue with Disney anymore. I don't. Honestly, can you really say that you have faith in Marvel even after restructuring? Really? I'm not on that bandwagon. Even though they remain, along with Star Wars titles, the most watched shows on Disney+, Marvel series have recently faced a number of creative challenges and cries of diminishing returns from critics and audience metrics, causing a major shift at the studio to move to make TV shows the more traditional way. Also, $1 billion losses. Oh, and by the way, Bob Iger is really stressed out. Really, really stressed out. I read a really, really short article that people have been reposting on X, where he says that he doesn't even know why he came back. He's saying it in meetings to his peers. I think that's hilarious. But this was his decision. It was all his decision. Remember, he's the big man at Disney. He's in charge. Kevin Feige's semi in charge. So I'll read this part right here. We're trying to marry the Marvel culture with the traditional television culture, says Brad Winderbaum, Marvel's head of streaming, television, and animation. It comes down to how can we tell stories in television that honor what's so great about the source material. With Daredevil's new direction, Marvel hopes to right the ship on a project with sky-high expectations. The show is Marvel's first to feature a hero who already had a successful series on Netflix, running 3 seasons. Grab Drew Goddard. Have a man with a singular vision. Let him get the writers. It doesn't even have to be Drew Goddard, really. Get someone who cares about the show. Grab writers, directors, producers who all match the vision. Vet them properly so that they're not trying to push weird messages. And then maybe you might have something semi-feasible. But sources say that Corman and Ord crafted a legal procedural that did not resemble the Netflix version, known for its action and violence. So we were just going to get what happened in She-Hulk, where he deals with a baddie of the week, no connected storyline. Maybe it leads to something big at the end, but mostly it's just going to be a Daredevil goes to court, and then at night he goes and fights a bad guy. They're trying to be like the comic book, but we knew what was going to happen with Daredevil. We knew. Even when Matthew Cox was saying himself, hey, this is not going to be the same Daredevil, believe me, it's going to be way different. Yeah, that was a huge red flag. Cox didn't even show up in costume until the 4th episode. See what I'm saying? Marvel, after greenlighting the concept, found itself needing to rethink the original intention of the show. Marvel plans to keep scenes and episodes, though. Other serialized elements will be injected, with Corman and Ord becoming executive producers on the 2-season series. Okay, so they're not really getting completely rid of them. They're going to be executive producers. So they do have say, right? They have a say on what happens in the show, and they're keeping scenes. Why? If you're completely redoing the show, why are you keeping scenes? This is what everybody's complaining about. They keep reshooting things. They just said that one of their biggest problems is that they just let the producers handle the show, and then in post-production, they fix the problems. They do reshoots. And so they're going to do the same thing here? Keep them as executive producers? Do reshoots? Keep some of the scenes? Why? Daredevil is far from the first Marvel series to undergo drastic behind-the-scenes changes. Those who work with Marvel on the TV side have complained of a lack of central vision that has, according to sources, begun to afflict the studio's shows with creative differences in tension. Even though the company does not have a writer's-first approach to TV, which it should, directors could feel shortchanged as well. The whole fix-it-in-post attitude makes it feel like a director doesn't matter sometimes, yeah. And I can completely understand that feeling. As its shows ramped up during the pandemic, Marvel stepped outside its usual staffing approach and brought in outside execs after years of internally promoting creatives who had been sufficiently trained, and that Marvel method has been a proven failure. Disney has lost $1 billion. Some of it is from Star Wars, some of it is from Marvel. A lot of flops out there, guys. I'll read this a little bit and then we'll go to the end. This change was felt most severely on Secret Invasion, the Samuel L. Jackson-led thriller that stands as Marvel's worst reviewed series, worst made series, too. Kyle Bradstreet, a writer and executive producer on USA Network, Emmy winner Mr. Robot, had been working on the scripts for Secret Invasion for about a year when he was fired after Marvel decided on a different direction. Yeah, see how that worked out for them? Enter new writer Brian Tucker, who penned the crime thriller Broken City. Thomas Bezucha, who helmed the thriller Let Him Go, and Ali Salim, who worked on Hulu's 9/11 drama The Looming Tower, were on board as directors and to help crack the story, and the story was garbage. So far, so normal, at least by Marvel's creative development standards. Details are murky, but what happened next? Yeah, I think you guys know what happened to Secret Invasion. The studio also plans on having full-time TV execs rather than having executives straddle both television and film. We need executives that are dedicated to this medium, that are going to focus on streaming, focus on television, says Winterbomb, because they are two different forms. It also is revamping its development process. Showrunners will write pilots and show Bibles. I wonder why they didn't think of this beforehand. The days of Marvel shooting an entire series from She-Hulk to Secret Invasion, then looking at what's working and what's not, are done. And just as Loki, which returned October 5th, marked Marvel's first season 2 of a series, the studio plans on leaning into the idea of multi-season serialized TV, stepping away from the limited series format that has defined it. Good. Marvel wants to create shows that run several seasons where characters can take time to develop relationships with the audience rather than feeling as if they are there as a setup for a big crossover event. I still don't trust them. Some of its next shows, in fact, promise to be more personal stories. Echo, which premieres in January, is a grounded... No, I don't care about Echo. I don't care that she, quote-unquote, killed Kingpin in Hawkeye. I don't care. I don't care about her character. Don't care who she is. Nobody asked for her. She was really annoying in the show. She has a resting, annoying face. I will tell you right now, that show will fail. I know it. Everybody that agrees with me knows it, and everybody that disagrees with me probably deep down inside knows it. And you know who else knows it? Kevin Feige. He knows it. Because it revolves around deaf Native American anti-hero Maya Lopez. That doesn't sound fun at all. Wonder Man, a show that was paused because of the writers and actors strikes, is meant to be a behind-the-scenes look at Hollywood and a character study of Simon Williams, a superhero who has a side gig as an actor and a stunt person. That actually sounds pretty cool. But unfortunately, it's going to be Disney. Winterbomb says he wants people to watch the shows because they love the characters. It should work, he says, beyond the fact that it ties into other projects, or if they are going to be in a movie, or if it's setting up an Avengers film. Well, then you guys should have thought of that way beforehand, way before you decided that woke political injection was more important than storytelling. Now they're doing Hollywood Reporter stories. Now they're telling everybody, oh, we're going to fix everything. We're going to take a step back from all the woke crap. I can't wait to see what happens with Daredevil because I love the original show and I want to see how badly Marvel messes this one up. But honestly, my hope is low for this show. And I'm glad that they're restructuring and firing everybody, but they need to do way more than that if they want to fix the relationship with MCU fans and OG Marvel fans too. But that's just my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance to share it with your friends, that would be awesome. And hey, if you're feeling ultra spicy, consider subscribing to my channel so that you're always up to date on what kind of thing I've got going on. I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Later. Meow, meow.